How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Yapology, the show that ages just as poorly as me, and oh my god, do I age poorly. I just turned 26 at the end of last month, and I was feeling pretty good about myself. I have a lot of life left in me. I look really young for my age. I sound even younger. And then two of my best friends come to tell me that them and their wives are going to be having kids. That made me feel like I'm as old as dirt. Which is kind of the point of today's video, which is the dreaded Unk status. I'll give you a shakedown in case you live under a rock and don't really know what that means. Unk status or uncle status basically just means you're getting older and are kind of staying the same, more or less, in your life. Like, imagine the uncle who has no wife or kids and kind of just shows up to the family gatherings to be a fun menace. They're kind of like the life of the party, but you also, know that they don't have anybody at home to go back to, which is really depressing sounding, but they don't really mind. That's at least how I interpret the Unk status. And if I didn't make it clear already, there's really nothing wrong with being in Unk status. It just feels weird to kind of grow up and sort of be behind everyone else in life or feel left behind. I talk to my girlfriend about this and all the time, this particular thing all the time. Most of my buddies and her friends own houses right now, and in my experience, I'm only in my second year of living on my own. She's on her 7th year or something like that, because she went to an actual college and I was a commuter, but that's besides the point. Sometimes it is pretty discouraging, and it does feel like I'm falling behind, but it's really not that big of a deal to me, and it shouldn't be to you. In the I Don't Know What I'm Doing episode of Yapology, I kind of talked about how not being where you feel you should be in life isn't really a big deal, and it kind of applies to being in Unk status. When you feel behind, it's primarily just because it's your brain telling you that you're behind. There's not really a pace to life that you need to follow. There's no plan or road. I mean, there is a road, but it's always going to be changing. And I'm pretty sure I used somewhat of the same analogy in that past episode of Yapology. There's really no clock or countdown timer or there's only one finish line, and that's death. And I don't think you know when you're going to die. And if you do, then I am so sorry. But I can't help but think about how high school graduation feels like it was just a couple of weeks ago or something. Like, I feel like I could still wake up tomorrow and drive to my high school for classes for the day. Or especially this summer, and everybody posting about how it's 2016 summer again and blah, blah, blah. The 2016 graphics are back on. It feels like a summer where I shouldn't have to work, and I'm kind of just waiting for the next school year to start. I don't know. I saw this comment or something on Twitter or Facebook, somewhere that I can't remember where, but it essentially said that nobody talks about how fast life starts to go in the age ranges of like 18 and 25. And I think they hit that right on the fucking head. I know people who have gotten married and divorced in that time period of age. That is fucking wild. And it doesn't even feel like it's been years in between those events happening, but it has been. Like, between the time they've been married and the time they've divorced, it feels like maybe a year to me, but it's been like 4 or 5, sometimes 6 or 7. Like, that is insane. It's just absolutely insane how fast these things seem to go once you're out in the quote-unquote real world. I try not to let these things bother me. In fact, I seldom do, but I just thought it was kind of funny that I was feeling pretty good about being 26, and, then my buddies from high school tell me they're having kids. Like, bro, now I really feel like I'm pushing 30. And I know if I were to post this on TikTok, people would be, oh, Unk is just yapping now, shut up, you're pushing 30, and, they're right. Unk is yapping, and Unk is pushing 30 now. Also, I find it absolutely shocking that people my age have been married for years or divorced or have kids that can pretty much speak and go to school now. Like, damn, I remember seeing when you were born on Instagram or Facebook or wherever I've added your parents at. Like, that's Really weird. You know, at work the other month, I was talking to a 19-year-old about going to school and how I'd bring my Game Boy in to play during indoor recess and, you know, when the DS was released and all the old Game Boy cartridges. And he looked at me and asked me, "What's a Game Boy?" That made me feel fucking ancient, brother. Like, I belong in a museum. Maybe I do belong in a museum. I'm pushing 30. I'm pushing 30 now. Anyways, if you couldn't tell, this was less of a serious yapology and more of a lighthearted one. More yappier, whatever you want to say. I figured we'd take a break from the serious shit that I've been talking about because it can get a little exhausting. And it might kind of just be fun to shoot the shit with me. I don't know. We'll see how much you guys like it. And if you want to shoot the shit with me or just yap about whatever, please feel free to drop something in the comments below. I love responding to everybody. I love talking to you guys. It's fun. It's fun. Boys, I want to thank you all for watching the video or listening to the video, doing whatever you do with the video. Maybe you're on the shitter listening to the video. I appreciate it. I'm so glad you chose this video to shit to. Do the things you love, even if it's shitting and listening to my videos. And have a great day, guys.